Yeah, but I don't know. What is good, my beautiful broken people? It's your boy Bentpinkeez, and welcome to today's slam ball stretch recovery. I know we do a lot of slam ball exercises, a lot of crazy different, made up exercises. But today we're gonna kick it down, way down a notch. Okay, so we're gonna use this thing to help us stretch and recover. What? How do you do that? Well, come on, follow along. Grab your little slam ball. Grab your yoga mat or grab the floor and let's start, all right? So we're gonna start with our opening up our upper back. So all the workouts that we do, or a lot of the things that we do, curls our chest forward and we get that little hunchback of Notre Dame look. So we're gonna undo that right now. So you're gonna place it right back here. You're gonna put your mid back, upper back on it. And all you're gonna do, you're gonna put your hands behind your head and you're gonna lean back and open up your chest as wide as possible, allowing everything to start to stretch open. You'll start to feel it in your abs, your chest, and all that. So you can even roll the ball up to your upper back, right? And feel a little bit more, and then roll it back down to your lower back, right? And then you can start to open up through your abs a little bit more. So up to you. I'm gonna just continue moving along to try to find what needs to be stretched the most. Another option is to actually let your head hang down to help open up your neck muscles and to open up your arms out wide like a Y to help open up your chest a little bit more. I'm gonna, open up as much as possible just to help the muscles that are crawling or, starting to creep forward to start to move back, because the more we do forward or front facing things or front facing exercises, right, the more our back curls forward, and that's not the look we're looking for. We want to make sure our body is maintained, balanced, and uniform and good posture and all that. All right, so hang out here for a little bit, let your neck hang. Don't try to pull your neck up to talk like I am. And you can move around and open up your body here. Wonderful stretch to open up the majority of the front side of your body, which is what we need. Yes. So you see how it's at my lower back right now? Really feeling that in the abdominals since I worked those really hard the other day. If you know, you know. If you don't, then obviously you don't know. Okay, so now that all that is, feel good? Yeah? Now we're gonna go into threading the needles. We're gonna get the shoulders and the rotator cuff. So I'm gonna face this way so y'all can see. But from here, you're gonna put this ball off to my right side. We're gonna get into this tabletop position, right? Back nice and straight. And I'm gonna take my left hand and put the back hand on the ball. And while my back hand's on the ball, I'm going to pull out towards this way and then drop my shoulder down to the ground as best I can. And you're gonna feel that stretch. You should feel that stretch in the back of your shoulder, rear delt, rhomboid, and scapula area. And it should feel like a nice, like your shoulder is kind of like stretching away from your body, or like your shoulder is kind of like dislocating away a bit. It's not gonna dislocate, but it's dislocating away a bit. And that's what's giving you that stretch that we're looking for, because that's what we're looking for, the stretch. You're gonna hold that for a bit. Oh man, this feels great. Feels great. Yep, try to drop that shoulder down. Okay, good. So that the ball actually elevates your hand up so that you can get deeper into the stretch, which is why we're using the ball. Okay, take advantage of the tools that you have. I know you already have it because you clicked on this and you're like, yo, slam ball, stretch and recovery, what? That's the thing? You can do that? Well, yeah, your boy made it all up. for good reason. Okay, because the stretch and recovery is the most important part of the fitness routine. Okay, let's go to the other side. Palm face up on the other side. You know what? Can you see? Yeah, you can see. Palm face up on the other side, and then stretch and reach. You should already know it's the opposite side. Okay? Good. Look at that. Try to make sure your elbow stays nice and locked straight. The one that's on the ball, the one that's not on the ball, you can bend it as much as you need. Feeling that nice stretch in the back of the shoulder. Make sure your shoulder doesn't shrug up. You want to try to keep your shoulder down, decompress as much as possible. Breathe through the stretch, okay? Feel that shoulder start to loosen up. Once you feel that loosening of the muscle, then you can be like, yo, it's loose, let's move on. Okay, I'll move on. Right? Sound good? And don't be afraid to stay at any of these stretches for a little bit longer period of time if you need. Okay? That's totally fine with me. So now we're going to sit on the ball. All right? And we're going to go into a glute stretch. So I'm going to move my right butt cheek to be mostly on the ball. And then I'm going to take my right ankle and move it to the top of my knee, my left knee. And now you see that we're already in a kind of a seated figure four. And since we're in a seated figure four, and the figure four stretches your glutes, we're gonna stretch our glutes. So with my right hand down on the ground for some stability, I'm going to keep my back as straight as possible. And I'm trying to lean forward, feeling that stretch through the right glute, right? So don't round out your back. Try to keep your back as straight as possible. And then you're gonna just lean forward. So that elevation, you can definitely do this on the floor too, but you know, with that elevation, you get a different look, a different, you know, feeling or different emphasis on the stretch of the glute, but you still stretch the glute, all right? Good, feel that nice glute stretch, because we fire the glutes a lot. Well, we should be, because the glutes help with stabilizing our hips, strengthen, and relieves the tension in our lower back. If you didn't know that, now you do. You're welcome. Okay. Good. Feel good with that stretch? All right, now we'll move to the other side. So unwind and move to the left butt cheek on the ball. Bring that left ankle up with my left hand on the ground for stability, or else you'd be falling all over the place. Move that left ankle on top of the right knee. Keep your back straight. Hand down for some stability, and then keep your back straight, and then lean forward. Feeling that stretch on the glute. You see that? Right there. Right there. Good. Easy peasy. So, what prompted me to come up with these slam ball stretches? Well, mainly that's how my brain works. I was like, yo, what else can I do with the slam ball besides creating crazy workouts that might kill me? How about doing things that might save me instead? So what better to save me and my body than to stretch and recover, which is what is really important, okay? I can't stress that enough. The more you stretch your body, the more you have, the more you're better at recovery, the longer lifespan you have in health and fitness. Yes, that came out right. Okay, so now we're gonna go into a kneeling quad stretch. So how do we do that? So this is gonna be over here, and I'm gonna bring, so it's basically right where the ball's gonna be placed right where my ankles are. Okay, so the inside of my ankles. And now I'm going to bring my knees together and then place the top of my feet on top of the ball. All right, now this may be difficult for some of you, this may be not, but you're gonna move your hands back so that you can be more kneeling in a kneeling position. And you're gonna lean back so that your heels can try to touch your glutes, and you're gonna feel that nice stretch in your quads, right? So this is a huge benefit than just leaving our feet down on the ground, because sometimes that adds a lot of pressure on our ankle ligaments, and some of us can't really get into that deep position when we're leaning back, all right? So this helps elevate it up, gets us a nice deep stretch in our quads, and if you squeeze your butt and open up a little bit, drive your hips forward, you get even deeper stretch in your quads, which is what I'm doing now. Okay, it's okay to just relax your glutes and feel the stretch in more of the bottom of your quads, but I like to get the whole package. So you're gonna squeeze your glutes, lean back a bit. You don't even have to lean that far back, right? Don't be afraid if you just stay right here. Right here is good, but we're gonna lean back, drive the hips up, and feel that stretch through the quads. And now I'm gonna place my hands back here so I can get some stability. Nice stretch, yeah? Wow, so awesome, so creative. How did you do that? How did you come up with that? That's how my brain works. That's just how my brain works. So, I'm actually glad that I'm gonna continue tooting my own horn because I figured it all out. So, all right. Now we're gonna go into a seated, elevated hamstring stretch. That is a mouthful. So we're gonna sit down, put the ball right in front of us, and now with our legs straight out, I'm gonna start with my left leg. I'm gonna put my left foot on top of the ball. I'm gonna bend my knee, right? So much so that I can grab the bottom of my foot with both my hands. Now from there, I'm gonna slowly straighten my leg, tightening my core, tightening my abs, and trying to extend my leg straight out. And that is what's gonna get me that nice stretch through that hamstring. Okay, you're gonna feel a little bit in your lower back, that's totally fine, but we're focusing that hamstring on the left side right now, okay? And you can definitely just relax your head and put it down, or you can keep it nice and upright while you're trying to focus on your abs staying nice and tight, core staying nice and tight. Okay, so with the elevation, we get a little bit more of a stretch through our hamstrings while focusing on one side. Okay? Good. Some of you might be able to just fully straighten it and like be super flexible on your own. Congratulations. I'm jealous. That's why we're working on this. I really want to become more mobile, more flexible, so that I have, less at risk for like chronic or random injuries. So I don't want to be, hyper mobile where you're like a Gumby, because I still want some stability in my body. All right, go ahead and switch to the other side. Placing my right leg on top, bending the knee, grabbing the bottoms of my foot with both my hands, and then slowly straighten my leg out while keeping my back or my core tight. Good. And slowly straighten the leg as best you can. Okay? That's it. Yeah. Don't worry. Coming up with stuff like this is pretty fun. It's what I do. It's what I do. But, it takes some brain power. Some. Not all, but some. You gotta put some work, some effort in to get some good results. And I feel like what I created today is a good result. It's gonna help a lot of people, become more mobile, more flexible with something or like an object that they already have in their house or in their gym or at any gym. Okay? Now, obviously, you can do this with like any other like type of ball, but because of the way the slam ball is, it doesn't really roll around as much, so it's more of a beneficial, and it's softer to the touch. So like when you like put your foot down, it's not like it won't stay hard and round. It won't stay hard and round, so it's a lot more comfortable to be like moving your body around on. Okay, so now we're gonna go into an extended child's pose. So we're gonna flip to hands and knees. Everybody knows child's pose, right? It looks like this, but now you drive your butt and hips down to your heels, and with your palms on the ball, you're going to just roll slowly forward. And now I want you to drive your head through your, through your arms down to the ground, feeling that humongous stretch through the lats. All right, and you can reach out a little farther. Don't be afraid to, make sure you drive your hips up a little higher if you want a bigger stretch on the lats. You want less on the lats, and just lean back in more of a traditional child's pose. You can do that too. I just want to feel more of a huge stretch on my lats, so I'm going to move forward, and I'm not going to round out my back. I'm going to try to cave my back in to open up. All right, just like before when I was talking about, you got to open up the front side muscles so that your posture can, move backwards. And it's like the opposite effect. If your posture is so far backwards, right, you do stretches that make it go forward, and vice versa again. So we want to make sure our body stays in a nice balance. Not too much one direction, not too much the other direction. Okay? And that is key to making sure we end up with less injuries. Because the main cause of injuries is actually asymmetry. But because I tore my Achilles on my right side, I'm already more at risk for injuries because of my asymmetry. Asymmetry just means you're lopsided. Yay! Good. Okay, you guys got that nice stretch going. Good. You can roll that ball back. And now we're going to go into a runner's lunge with the ball. So you get into a regular runner's lunge. But now with the ball, you're gonna put your knee. You're right. I'm in a runner's lunge with my left leg forward and my right leg back. So I'm gonna put my knee on the ball. Okay, so it's nice and soft and cushiony. And then you're gonna keep your hands on your hips, find your balance, and you're gonna drive your hip forward and down, and that's gonna open up your hip flexor. You see that? And feel that stretch through the hip. So we're getting every muscle possible that I deem important. Okay, you can definitely do more stretching if you need to, but I'm getting all the very important and very overused or mainly used muscles that we use on a daily basis. I don't think I've used the word use so much in one sentence. That was weird. Okay, so I know a lot of people like to bring their arms up and feel that stretch, but we already did that like stretching of our upper body because we already did it with all the other stretches. So I like to keep my hands down where my hips are or on my knee to help keep my body stable in this stretch, and just squeeze my right glute, my back glute, and to help open up the stretch a bit more and deepen it. All right, the more you open up your hips, more, your hips don't lie. Just kidding. It's basically, we don't want tight hips. Tight hips reduce our movement or restrict our movement, and we don't want restricted movement. Okay, whether it be squats, whether it be like playing sports, that's a key component of our functional movement. Okay. Good. You guys good with the hips? Yeah? Want to move on? Okay, let's move on. So, we'll switch to the other side. So, Now switch to the other side, get into that runner's lunge. We're in like a half runner's lunge. Come up, put my knee down on the ball, find some stability. All right, hands on my hips. And then, so my back foot is curled in so that I can have some stability. My back toes are curled in so I have some stability. And now I'm driving forward, feeling that stretch through my left hip flexor, squeezing my left glute, my back glute, to allow my muscles, my agonist muscles, to help extend the hip even more. Feeling that stretch, an even deeper stretch. Okay. Good. All right. Fantastic. Okay. Hold that stretch, breathe, keep your chest up, back as straight as possible. Good. Nice. Okay. We're gonna be, this is gonna help you fully recover for the next insane slam ball workout that I might come up with next. For some reason, y'all enjoy these slam ball workouts. I don't know if it's because all you have at home is a slam ball, or you know, it's something totally different that no one utilizes, or like you're at a gym and all the weights are taken and the only thing left is a measly little slam ball that no one wants to use, so you use it. But it's been real fun coming up with exercises and workouts using this little tiny piece of equipment, and I'm still getting pretty good results. Right? I did a crazy ab workout with it, and I think that's one of the hardest ab workouts I've ever done in my entire life. So, all right. So now we're gonna go into one of my favorite stretches of all time, and also a lot of other people's favorite stretches of all time, the T-spine rotation. But we're gonna use the benefit of having the ball in I'm putting the ball in my right hand, okay? So that's gonna allow our arm to stay down on the ground, okay? So arms out into T-spine, okay? Bring that right leg straight up and over to the other side. And now, you can use your left hand to grab your knee and guide it down if you need to, and then drive your hip down towards, well, that way, right, to the bottom of the mat. That way. Okay? So you see how my arm stays down, flattened down, and that's adding that stretch through the chest, shoulder area, through our core, and down to our hips, to open up through our spine. Right? So we're just twisting, getting that extra twist in the body. Okay? Very good. Make sure you're breathing, keeping that hip driving down towards your left foot. That's a good description, better description. Good. Okay. Now don't mind all the random flights that's going by. I live right next to an airport, so they love to ruin my videos or enhance them. I don't know. Whatever you decide. Okay, good. Now let's take that ball and flip it to our left hand. Put it down on the ground. Right, face down on the ground. Arm out to the side. Left leg goes straight up and over. Use the right hand, and then help guide it down if you can. Okay, and then make sure you drive your hip down towards the right foot. Okay, it's okay to bend your knee if you need to, but I'm gonna try to straighten my leg as best as I can. Breathing through the stretch. We're almost done. How you guys enjoying this so far? You're gonna feel so good after this. So good. I love it. Okay, always feels good to be nice and loose after a full stretch session. Because that's typically, actually that's how our bodies are supposed to feel, nice and loose all the time. You don't want to feel tight and like hard at moving and stiff. That's hallmarks of feeling old. We don't want that. We want to feel loose and young. That did not come out right. We just want to feel young, okay? And hallmarks of being young is always, ready to go, loose cannon. Okay, I think loose cannon might mean a different thing. But anyways, all right, and I feel like we are coming up on the end of this stretch, but it feels so good. So I'm gonna hold it for a little bit longer, and relax. Okay, and that concludes our little mini slam ball stretch recovery session. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button. Subscribe to my channel. All right, subscribe. Hit that notification bell so that you can be notified when I post new videos. Yeah, period. And don't forget to visit Bentpinkeez.fit to get you some sweet gear. And as always, your boy, Bentpinkeez, out.